They once rescued a human. Years later, an entire fleet answered the call. Captain Daniel Harris leaned forward in the control chair of the Starship Odyssey, his eyes scanning the holographic display of the asteroid belt ahead. Jagged rocks floated through space, glinting in the light of a nearby star. He tapped the console. "Keep steady, Alex. These readings are tricky. We don't want to bump into anything." Alex Turner, the young pilot, nodded, gripping the controls tightly. He was tall, with messy brown hair that often fell over his forehead. "I see it, Captain," he said, "but this belt is moving faster than expected. We might have to adjust our trajectory." "Do it carefully," Daniel replied. "We can't risk the ship, not now." The Odyssey was a medium-sized patrol ship, built for speed and endurance rather than heavy combat. Its hull was scratched from past missions, a testament to the dangerous areas it had already survived. Daniel had flown through worse, but even he felt a little tension as they navigated the tight spaces between massive asteroids. "Captain," Claire Bennett called from engineering, her voice calm but firm, "engines are holding steady, but if we have to make a sharp turn, I can't guarantee we won't take some damage." Daniel nodded. Claire was the ship's engineer and one of the smartest people he knew. She could fix almost anything from a damaged hyperdrive to a broken console, but she never underestimated danger. "Thanks, Claire. Keep me posted." The ship moved carefully, weaving between rocks that could crush the hull if they made contact. Daniel's mind wandered for a moment, thinking about how peaceful space could look from a distance, and how dangerous it could feel up close. He had learned early in his career to respect both the beauty and the threat that the stars held. Suddenly, Alex froze for a moment. "Captain, I see something moving ahead, something small and damaged." Daniel leaned in, eyes narrowing. "What is it?" "Looks like a small transport," Alex replied. "It's spinning slowly, drifting toward the belt. No signs of life yet, but it might not last long." Daniel's heart skipped. A transport drifting in an asteroid belt was almost always a disaster waiting to happen. "Bring it up on the scanners. Claire, prepare for emergency rescue. We might have people on board." Claire's fingers flew across the controls in engineering. "I'm on it. Sensors show life signs. There's a group inside, 2 adults, 1 child. Vital signs are weak but steady." Daniel exhaled. "We can't leave them there. Alex, get us closer, but be careful. We don't want to spin out or hit anything." Alex nodded, his hands steady despite the tension. "Understood, Captain. Adjusting course now." The small human transport was battered, its hull scarred and smoking. Daniel could see scorch marks where small debris had hit it. He remembered the feeling of relief and panic from past missions like this. "Prepare the docking clamps," he said. "We're going in slowly." As the Odyssey approached, the transport began to spin slightly faster. The tiny engines were failing. Daniel glanced at Claire. "Can you stabilize it long enough for us to dock?" Claire bit her lip. "I'll try, but if it spins too fast, it could tear itself apart." Daniel nodded. "Do your best. Lives depend on it." Minutes passed like hours. Every small movement had to be precise. Alex guided the ship closer, adjusting for every spin, every drift. Claire worked in engineering, rerouting power to the docking clamps and emergency stabilizers. Sweat formed on her forehead as she focused on the delicate task. Finally, with a loud clank and a flash of sparks, the docking clamps locked onto the transport. Daniel exhaled sharply. "We're secure. Everyone, get ready for boarding." The airlock hissed as Daniel opened the passage between the ships. He grabbed his utility pack, checking his tools one last time. "Let's move carefully," he told Alex, who followed him. Inside the transport, the air was thin and stale. Smoke curled from a broken panel near the ceiling. Daniel could see the small human family huddled in the corner. A man with short blonde hair and a tired face looked up at them. His voice was weak. "Please help us." "Don't worry," Daniel said, keeping his tone calm. "You're safe now. We'll get you out." Claire came through the airlock with a medkit. She knelt beside the humans, checking their vitals. "You're in bad shape, but you'll live. We'll get oxygen flowing properly and stabilize your injuries." The child, a boy of about 10, looked scared. Daniel knelt beside him. "Hey there, buddy. My name's Daniel. We're going to take care of you. Everything's going to be okay." The boy's eyes filled with tears, but he nodded. I don't want to die," he whispered. "You won't," Daniel said firmly. "I promise." They moved the humans to a secure medical area on the Odyssey. Claire worked to restore their oxygen supply, while Daniel coordinated with Alex to navigate them out of the asteroid belt. The ship creaked as it maneuvered carefully through tight gaps. Daniel's mind raced with calculations, but he kept his voice calm. "Steady, steady, good job, Alex." After several tense minutes, they cleared the worst of the belt. The humans were safe for now, but Daniel knew they weren't out of danger. "We need to get these people to a proper medical facility as soon as possible," he said. Claire nodded. "They'll survive the trip if we don't push the engines too hard." As the ship glided through open space, Daniel studied the humans. "What happened to you?" he asked. The man, finally catching his breath, spoke weakly. "We were attacked. Pirates, they wanted our cargo. We tried to escape, but they destroyed our engines." Daniel frowned. Pirates were a constant problem, but attacking humans in this sector was rare. "You're lucky we were nearby," he said. The man's eyes widened slightly. "Lucky? You saved our lives. I can't thank you enough." Daniel shook his head. "Just doing what anyone should do, but you have to be careful. Space isn't forgiving." Claire finished checking the last of the medical monitors. "Vitals are stabilizing. They'll recover fully if we take them to the nearest station." Daniel looked out the window at the stars ahead. "Good. Let's keep moving. We'll drop them off and make a full report. Then we'll figure out how those pirates got this far into human space." Alex smirked, a little relieved the worst was over. "They're lucky we were in the area. Not many ships would have made it through the belt this fast." Daniel nodded, thinking about how fragile life could be. One small accident, one moment of miscalculation, and people were gone. Yet here they were, alive. The humans aboard the ship were quiet for a while. The boy clutched a small toy he had brought along, his eyes wide at the sights inside the Odyssey. The man and woman watched the crew carefully, still shaken, but beginning to understand that they were truly safe now. Daniel felt a strange warmth in his chest. Saving lives had always been part of his job, but seeing it this close, seeing fear turn into relief, reminded him why he had joined the fleet in the first place. Hours passed as they traveled toward the nearest human station. Daniel, Claire, and Alex worked in quiet coordination, making sure everything ran smoothly. They didn't speak much about the danger they had faced. Words weren't needed. The relief and gratitude of the humans said it all. Finally, the station came into view. Its massive structure rotated slowly, reflecting light across the void of space. Daniel guided the Odyssey into a docking bay where medics and station personnel were waiting. As the humans were taken to safety, the man turned to Daniel and said, "I'll never forget this. You saved us when no one else could. I don't know how to repay you." Daniel smiled faintly. "Just survive. That's enough repayment," Claire added, "and tell others. Acts of kindness travel far in space. Maybe one day it will come back around." Daniel glanced at the stars beyond the station, feeling the weight of their words. He had no idea that the lives they had saved today would grow into something far bigger, something that could one day stretch across the galaxy. As the Odyssey prepared to depart, Daniel gave one last look at the humans safely on the station. He didn't yet know it, but the seed of a bond had been planted, a bond that would echo across years, across fleets, and across wars. And for now, that was enough. Years passed since Captain Daniel Harris and his crew rescued the small human transport drifting in the asteroid belt. The memory of that day remained with Daniel, Claire, and Alex, even as their duties carried them to new missions across distant sectors. Liam Brooks, the young human boy they had saved, grew up strong and determined. The experience of nearly dying in space had shaped him in ways that no training alone could. He remembered the calm confidence of Daniel, the careful skill of Claire, and the steady hands of Alex. Those faces stayed in his mind as he joined the human fleet, eager to protect others as he had once been protected. Liam trained relentlessly. Every day, he practiced piloting, strategy, and leadership. The fleet taught him well, but he learned most from the memory of being rescued. He understood what it meant to rely on others, and he understood the importance of trust. When he rose through the ranks, he was not just a skilled pilot. He was a leader who inspired loyalty in everyone around him. Meanwhile, Daniel continued his work aboard the Odyssey. He and his crew patrolled the edge of human space, responding to emergencies, scouting unknown sectors, and occasionally dealing with pirate raids. Life went on with routine missions, but Daniel often thought about the humans they had saved. How were they now? Had they survived the dangers that followed? Claire, ever practical, focused on the ship and its systems. She repaired, upgraded, and maintained the Odyssey, always ensuring it could survive even the most dangerous situations. Alex, now a confident pilot, handled the ship with skill and ease. The crew was tight-knit, but there was always a quiet understanding that space was unpredictable. One quiet evening, Daniel sat in the captain's chair, looking at a distant star system. "I wonder if they're okay," he said to Claire, who was checking a power readout. "They're humans," she replied with a small smile. "If anyone could survive what they went through, it's them." Daniel nodded slowly. "Still, I hope we made a difference." The difference they had made would become clear in ways they could never have imagined. Liam Brooks had grown into a strong and respected commander. He led a squadron responsible for protecting human colonies on the outer rim of space. His team respected him not just for his skill, but for his courage and his fairness. He remembered the rescue as if it had happened yesterday. The people who had saved him and his family had shown him that even in a vast, dangerous galaxy, there were those willing to help others. That lesson shaped every decision he made. It was during a routine patrol that Liam first noticed signs of trouble. Sensors picked up unusual activity near a small human colony on the edge of the sector. A fleet of alien ships moved swiftly, cutting off communication between the colony and the main fleet. Liam felt a tight knot in his stomach. He had seen this kind of activity before. It was the start of something dangerous. He called his team together. "Listen carefully," he said. "We don't know the size of their forces, but they're here to attack. Our priority is to protect the civilians and buy time for reinforcements. We can't underestimate them. Move smart, move fast." His second-in-command, a woman named Karen Ellis, nodded. "Understood, sir. We'll hold the perimeter and evacuate as many as we can." Liam felt a surge of determination. He remembered Daniel's words from long ago: "Survive, trust your crew, and protect others." Those words guided him as he planned the defense. Meanwhile, Daniel and his crew were finishing a mission in a nearby sector when a transmission reached them. The signal was weak, but the urgency was clear. "This is Commander Brooks of the Human Defense Fleet," the message said. "We need immediate assistance. Alien forces are attacking a civilian colony near your sector. Please respond if you are able." Daniel froze for a moment. The name sounded familiar, but he couldn't place it immediately. Then it clicked. "Brooks," he said quietly. "Could it be the boy we saved all those years ago?" Claire looked up. "Brooks, that name rings a bell. Wait, the human family we rescued." Alex's eyes widened. "No way, that kid. He's a commander now." Daniel nodded slowly. "It seems so. Prepare the ship. We're going to help." The Odyssey changed course and accelerated toward the sector where the humans were under threat. Daniel felt a mixture of pride and apprehension. Pride in seeing someone he had saved grow into a leader, and apprehension because they didn't know what they would face. As they approached the colony, the signs of battle were clear. Smoke and debris floated in space, and the alien ships were already attacking. Liam Brooks led his fleet with precision, but they were outnumbered. His team moved quickly to protect civilians, but the aliens were relentless. Daniel guided the Odyssey into the fight. "Alex, get us into position. Claire, weapons ready. We're going to help them hold the line." Claire nodded, fingers flying over the controls. Shields at full power, weapons online. The humans spotted the Odyssey arriving. Liam felt a rush of relief. "It's them," he said, almost in disbelief. "The ones who saved me, they're here." Daniel maneuvered the ship carefully, avoiding alien fire while targeting their ships. The battle was tense. Every movement had to be precise, every decision mattered. The aliens were skilled, but the humans fought with determination and intelligence. Liam coordinated with his fleet and with Daniel's ship, their efforts combining to form a stronger defense. The aliens were surprised by the sudden reinforcements, and the tide of battle began to shift. During the fight, Liam remembered the courage of the crew who had rescued him. He called out to Daniel over the comms. "Captain Harris, it's good to see you again. I never imagined I'd be leading a fleet and seeing you here." Daniel's voice came back, calm and firm. "I'm proud of you, Brooks. Let's make sure we get everyone out of danger." Alex grinned. "Looks like the kid learned a thing or two from being rescued." Claire kept her focus on the ship systems, ensuring they stayed operational. "We're holding. Let's push these aliens back." The humans fought with everything they had. Every maneuver, every shot, every decision counted. They worked as one, a mixture of experienced pilots and civilians trained for defense, all united under Liam's leadership and Daniel's support. Hours passed, and the aliens began to retreat. The colony was battered, but it survived. Civilians were evacuated and the human fleet regrouped. Liam looked at the Odyssey, its hull scratched and shields dimmed, and felt a deep sense of gratitude. He called Daniel over the comms again. "Captain Harris, you and your crew made all the difference." "I don't know how to thank you." Daniel shook his head. "You don't need to, just remember what we taught you. Protect others, survive, and stay united. That's how humans win." Liam smiled. "I'll never forget, not ever." As the human fleet gathered after the battle, Daniel noticed something remarkable. The humans they had saved all those years ago had grown into a strong and organized force, capable of defending themselves and others. The courage and determination of one small group had grown into a fleet that could challenge any threat. Claire watched the humans from the observation deck. "They've really grown," she said quietly. "From a few scared people to a full fleet." Alex nodded. "It's impressive. I didn't expect that when we first rescued them." Daniel felt a quiet pride. That's what happens when you give someone a chance. One act of kindness can grow into something much bigger than we ever imagine. As the Odyssey prepared to leave, Daniel couldn't help but think about the future. He knew that this battle was only the beginning. The humans had shown their strength, but the galaxy was vast and threats would continue to appear. Still, he felt confident. Humanity had learned to survive, and now, with leaders like Liam Brooks, they were ready to face whatever came next. Liam watched the Odyssey depart, feeling a connection he could not explain. The people who had saved him so long ago had returned at the right time. He knew that the bond formed in that moment was stronger than any fleet, stronger than any weapon. It was trust, courage, and the shared will to protect others. In the quiet after the battle, Liam gathered his officers. "This fight showed us something important," he said. "Humans will always stand together, and when we do, nothing can break us. Remember that. Remember why we fight." Corinne Ellis, his second-in-command, nodded. "Sir, I'll make sure everyone knows. This will become part of our training, a lesson for every pilot, every soldier." Liam smiled, thinking of the day he had been rescued as a boy. The memory of Daniel, Claire, and Alex guiding him to safety had shaped his life. Now, he was shaping the lives of others. He understood that courage and kindness could travel across years and light years, creating a force no one could ignore. As the sun of the nearby star reflected off the human fleet, Liam felt a quiet determination. The galaxy was vast, dangerous, and unpredictable, but humanity had grown strong. And one day, the acts of courage and mercy they shared would echo across every corner of space. Months passed after the battle at the colony, but the calm was only temporary. Reports of alien fleets moving toward human space grew more frequent. Liam Brooks spent long hours in the command room, studying maps, reviewing data, and planning defenses. Every report reminded him of the fragility of life and the responsibility he now carried. The humans had learned to survive in the outer sectors, but the aliens attacking these colonies were different. They were organized, ruthless, and technologically advanced. Liam knew that a single fleet alone could not stop them if they struck the heart of human space. He turned to Karen Ellis, his trusted second-in-command. "We need to call for reinforcements," he said, "not just from nearby fleets but from across the human sectors. If we don't, we risk losing everything we've worked to protect." Karen nodded. "I'll send the messages." "They'll listen to you, sir. Your reputation as a leader is strong." Liam felt a small surge of pride, but it was tempered by worry. "I hope it's enough. We need more than strategy and courage. We need unity. Every fleet, every ship, they must come together." Meanwhile, Captain Daniel Harris and his crew were patrolling a distant sector when a new message arrived. The transmission was marked urgent and carried the same familiar tone of authority that Liam's previous calls had. "Captain Harris," the message said, "this is Commander Liam Brooks of the Human Defense Fleet. Alien forces are advancing toward human colonies. We need all available support. Please respond immediately." Daniel paused. The name was familiar, but it took him a moment to connect the dots. "Brooks," he said quietly. "It can't be the boy we rescued." Claire looked up from her console. "Brooks, yes, the one we saved years ago in that transport. He's a commander now." Alex's mouth fell open. "That kid, he's in charge of a fleet," Daniel nodded. "It seems so. Prepare the ship, everyone. We're going to help." The Odyssey changed course and sped toward the coordinates provided by Brooks. Daniel felt a mix of pride and apprehension. The humans they had saved had grown into a powerful force, but the aliens attacking now were no ordinary threat. As they approached the sector, the first signs of the alien fleet appeared on the sensors. Hundreds of ships moved with precision, cutting through space toward human settlements. Liam Brooks, aboard his flagship, coordinated his smaller fleet to protect civilians and hold back the advance. Daniel guided the Odyssey into the sector, weaving through debris and avoiding enemy fire. "Alex, stay sharp," he said. "Claire, keep the weapons ready. We need to make an impact quickly." Claire nodded, her fingers moving over the controls. "Shields at maximum. Weapons are charged. Let's do this." The humans were surprised but relieved to see the Odyssey arrive. Liam's heart lifted. The people who had saved him so long ago were here to fight beside him once again. "Captain Harris," he said over the comms, "it's good to see you." "I never thought we'd meet again under these circumstances." Daniel replied calmly, "We're here to help, Brooks. Let's push them back together." The alien fleet was relentless. Their ships fired in coordinated volleys, targeting human defenses and attempting to isolate civilian transports. But the humans were prepared. Liam's fleet, combined with the Odyssey and its crew, formed a strong defensive line. Alex piloted with skill, dodging enemy fire and finding weak points in the alien formation. Claire controlled the ship's weapons, striking precisely where it mattered most. Daniel coordinated maneuvers with Liam, communicating silently with signals and quick commands. The battle raged for hours. Explosions lit up the dark expanse of space. Ships collided, shields flared, and human pilots risked everything to protect others. Civilians were moved to safety, and every human ship played a part in the strategy. Liam watched Daniel's tactics closely. "They've survived this long because of their discipline and quick thinking," he thought. He realized that the humans who had rescued him were just as formidable in battle as they were in spirit. Karen Ellis called from the control room. "Sir, the alien ships are regrouping. They're trying to break through our line." Liam nodded, his eyes narrowing. "We'll hold." Alex, flank their left side. Claire, prepare a concentrated strike at their formation center. Daniel, coordinate with us. We can't let them split our forces. The humans moved as one. Each ship, each pilot, responded with precision. The aliens were skilled, but they underestimated the determination and unity of the human fleet. Every human ship fought not just with weapons, but with courage and the will to survive. Daniel's voice came over the comms. "Brooks, ready for coordinated strike." "Ready," Liam replied. The humans struck together. The Odyssey fired its energy cannons at key enemy ships, while smaller human vessels moved in to disable engines and disrupt formations. Explosions rocked the alien fleet, and confusion spread among their forces. Liam watched in awe as Daniel and his crew moved seamlessly through the fight. Every maneuver was calculated, every decision precise. It reminded him of the day they had saved him, years ago. Courage, skill, and careful thinking made all the difference. Hours passed, and slowly the aliens began to retreat. Their attacks became disorganized, their formations broken. Liam's fleet pushed them back, protecting the colony and forcing them to withdraw. The humans had won, but the victory came at a cost. Several ships were damaged and some brave pilots had been lost. Liam called the fleet together, his voice firm. "We held them off, but we must be ready. They will return, and we need to be stronger." Daniel guided the Odyssey alongside Liam's flagship. "You've done well, Brooks. Your fleet fought with courage and skill. I'm proud of what you've built." Liam smiled, feeling a mixture of relief and pride. "We learned from the best," he said. "From you and your crew. You taught me how to survive, how to lead, and how to protect others." Claire watched the exchange quietly, a small smile on her face. "The bond we formed years ago is still strong," she said. "It's amazing to see it grow into something bigger than any of us imagined." Alex nodded. "It's more than amazing, it's inspiring." The aftermath of the battle was tense. Human engineers worked quickly to repair damaged ships, while medics cared for the injured. Liam oversaw the recovery, ensuring that every pilot and civilian was safe. The aliens had been pushed back, but they would not forget this encounter. Daniel reflected on the events, thinking about how a small act of kindness, rescuing a single human transport, had grown into a fleet capable of standing against a powerful enemy. He realized that humanity's strength was not just in technology or numbers, but in courage, unity, and the willingness to protect one another. Liam Brooks looked at the repaired fleet, feeling a quiet determination. "This is only the beginning," he said. "We must be ready for whatever comes next. The galaxy will test us, but humanity will stand strong." Karen Ellis nodded. "Sir, the fleet is ready for your orders. We can move to the next sector and prepare defenses." Liam's eyes shone with determination. "We will. And we will not let anyone threaten our people. Not now, not ever." Daniel watched the young commander with admiration. Liam had grown from a scared boy into a leader capable of commanding fleets and protecting countless lives. It reminded him of why they had risked everything to save him all those years ago. The bond between the humans and the Odyssey crew had strengthened, and together, they had proven that courage, skill, and unity could overcome almost any obstacle. The galaxy was vast and dangerous, but humanity had grown stronger than anyone had imagined. As the human fleet regrouped, preparing for the challenges ahead, Liam and Daniel exchanged one final message over the comms. "Thank you, Captain Harris," Liam said. "We couldn't have done this without you." Daniel replied simply, "Just keep protecting them, Brooks. That's all that matters." The fleet moved forward, ready for whatever the galaxy might send their way. And somewhere deep in space, the memory of one small act of courage, saving a single human, was shaping the future of humanity in ways no one could yet see. In the quiet of the command room, Daniel looked out at the stars and thought about the journey ahead. Humanity was no longer a small, fragile species struggling to survive. They had grown into a force capable of standing against the galaxy itself. And one day, the acts of courage and kindness they shared would echo across every corner of space, creating a legacy that no enemy could destroy. Months passed after the first battle, but the humans knew the aliens would not give up. Reports arrived daily about alien fleets gathering in distant systems. They were larger, stronger, and more organized than before. Liam Brooks studied the data with a heavy heart. Every report told the same story. The galaxy was preparing for a major attack on human colonies. He walked through the bridge of his flagship, the Liberty, his crew busy at their stations. Every pilot, every officer moved with precision, but Liam could feel the tension in the air. "We need to prepare for the worst," he said quietly. "The aliens are not stopping. If they reach the core systems, millions of lives are at risk." Karen Ellis, his second-in-command, approached. "Sir, the fleet is ready. We've reinforced defenses, trained new recruits, and stockpiled supplies. We can face them." Liam nodded. "I know, Karen. But we need more than readiness. We need unity across every sector. Every fleet, every ship must answer the call. If humans are to survive, we must fight as one." Far across space, Daniel Harris and the crew of the Odyssey received another urgent transmission. It was from Liam Brooks himself. "Captain Harris," the message said, "the alien coalition is mobilizing a massive strike. We need every capable ship to join the defense. Please respond immediately." Daniel's hands tightened on the console. "It's time," he said quietly. "Prepare the ship. We're heading into a fight like nothing we've faced before." Claire nodded. "Shields and weapons are at full capacity. Engines are optimized for maximum speed. We can make a difference." Alex's eyes lit up with determination. "Let's show them what humans are made of." The Odyssey jumped into faster-than-light travel and sped toward the coordinates Liam had provided. Daniel thought about the small human transport they had rescued years ago. That one act had created a bond that now stretched across fleets and systems. It was strange to realize that saving one life could lead to an entire armada coming together. Liam Brooks coordinated the human fleets across multiple sectors. Communication channels buzzed with activity as ships answered the call. Commanders who had never met him before followed his orders because they respected his skill and courage. The unity of humanity was growing stronger every hour. Daniel watched the sensors. Hundreds of ships were moving in formation, converging on the target system. "Alex, keep the ship steady," he said. "We'll enter the fleet without collision. Claire, coordinate with Fleet Command. Let's make sure our presence is felt." The humans reached the front lines of the alien forces. Thousands of enemy ships waited, their weapons primed, their formations precise. The scale of the battle was unlike anything Daniel had seen before. Even Liam Brooks, experienced and confident, felt the weight of the moment. "Sir," Karen said, "this is bigger than anything we've faced. The aliens have more ships than we anticipated." Liam clenched his fists. "We can't think about that. Focus on strategy. Focus on courage. That is what will win this fight." The aliens opened fire, and the battle began in full force. Energy beams streaked across space. Explosions lit up the void, and ships maneuvered to gain advantage. Human pilots moved with precision, executing complex strategies to counter the enemy. The Odyssey became a key part of the fight. Daniel guided it through the chaos, dodging enemy fire while striking with their own weapons. Claire fired cannons at enemy formations, breaking through lines that threatened human transports. Alex piloted with skill, weaving between ships, hitting weak points and protecting civilian vessels. Liam coordinated the entire fleet. His voice came through comms with calm authority. "Hold the line, protect the colonies. Every ship must fight with purpose." The humans fought with everything they had. They were outnumbered, but they were united. Every ship, every pilot moved as one. The aliens were strong, but humanity's courage was stronger. Hours turned into a full day of battle. The human fleets held firm. Alien ships began to retreat, disorganized by the unexpected strength and determination of their opponents. Liam and Daniel realized they were not just fighting for survival, they were proving humanity's place in the galaxy. During the battle, Liam saw the Odyssey moving into the center of the fight, cutting through enemy ships with precision. He realized that Daniel and his crew had once again become a symbol of courage and skill. They were more than allies, they were mentors, and the bond of years ago was making the difference now. Daniel called out over the comms, "Brooks, we've got a formation weak point ahead. Strike there together." Liam nodded. "Understood." All units, focus fire on the central cluster. The combined attack hit the alien formation with devastating effect. Ships exploded, lines broke, and the alien forces began to scatter. The humans pressed forward, pushing them back further than anyone thought possible. Even as the battle raged, Daniel took a moment to look around the bridge. His crew moved with calm efficiency, their trust in each other and in him guiding every decision. He realized that courage was not just bravery, it was skill, trust, and the willingness to act when others could not. Liam watched the battlefield from his flagship. Every ship, every pilot was part of a larger whole. He realized that the humans had grown stronger than anyone had imagined. From a small group of survivors to an entire fleet capable of holding back a powerful enemy, humanity had proven itself. Karen Ellis leaned over his shoulder. "Sir, the aliens are retreating. Their formation is broken. We've done it." Liam's eyes filled with determination. "We've done more than fight, Karen. We've shown the galaxy that humans will never bow, never run, never surrender. This is only the beginning. We must remain vigilant." Daniel guided the Odyssey alongside Liam's flagship. "You've done well, Brooks. Your fleet fought with courage and skill. I'm proud of what you've built." Liam smiled, thinking of the day they rescued him as a boy. "We learned from the best. You taught me how to survive, how to lead, and how to protect others. That knowledge carried through every pilot, every fleet, every life we've saved." Claire looked at Liam with quiet admiration. "The bond you formed with them years ago is stronger than anything else." "It's inspiring to see it now in action," Alex nodded. "It's amazing. The humans who were once helpless are now a force no one can ignore." The aftermath of the battle was intense. Ships were damaged, some were lost, but the human fleet had survived and repelled the alien forces. Engineers and medics worked tirelessly to repair and heal. Liam oversaw the recovery, ensuring every ship, every pilot, and every civilian was safe. Daniel reflected on the events. One small act of saving a human years ago had led to this. An entire fleet standing together, holding back a massive alien threat. Humanity's strength was not just in technology or weapons or numbers. It was in courage, unity, and the willingness to protect each other. Liam Brooks looked out at the fleet, feeling the weight of responsibility. "We must prepare," he said to Karen. "The aliens will return stronger than before, but we will be ready. We have the skill, the courage, and the unity to face anything." Karen nodded. "The fleet is ready, sir. Every sector is preparing defenses. We will not fail." Liam turned to Daniel. "Captain Harris, your crew made the difference today. I will never forget your courage." Daniel smiled. "Just keep protecting them, Brooks. That's all that matters. Humanity will endure if we continue to trust each other and fight together." The human fleet regrouped, preparing for the next attack. They had survived the first massive wave, but they knew the alien coalition was still out there, planning, organizing, and preparing to strike again. In the quiet of the command room, Daniel looked out at the stars. Humanity had grown far stronger than he had imagined. One small act of kindness had rippled across the galaxy. shaping a fleet capable of defending countless lives. And he knew that the courage, unity, and determination of humans would continue to grow, creating a force that no enemy could ever break. Liam Brooks stood on his flagship's bridge, watching the human fleet in formation. "This is only the beginning," he said softly. "The galaxy will test us, but humanity will never bow. We will always fight, always survive, always protect each other." And far beyond the battlefields, the memory of one small rescue long ago had become the spark that would ignite a legacy of courage across the stars. The galaxy was quiet, but the calm was uneasy. Liam Brooks knew the alien coalition would not give up after their last defeat. They had lost many ships, suffered heavy damage, and their pride had been shattered. But they were patient and dangerous. They would return with a larger, stronger fleet, aiming to destroy humanity once and for all. Liam walked across the bridge of his flagship, the Liberty, looking at the fleet assembled around him. Hundreds of ships from across human space had answered the call. Even ships from distant colonies, some of which had never seen battle, were ready to fight. Liam felt a surge of pride. This was the legacy of humanity. One small act of courage, saving a single life, had grown into a fleet capable of defending entire star systems. Karen Ellis approached, her eyes serious. "Sir, our intelligence reports a massive fleet approaching. Estimates suggest more than double the ships from the previous battle. They're coming fast." Liam nodded, his jaw tight. "We expected nothing less. Prepare every ship. Every pilot must know their role. This fight will decide the future of human space." Far away, Captain Daniel Harris guided the Odyssey through the assembly of the human fleet. His crew was ready, their confidence steady after years of experience. Daniel looked around at Claire and Alex. "This is what we trained for. This is why we survived so long. We can make a difference just like we did for one small transport years ago." Claire nodded. "We've got this, Captain. Weapons and shields are ready. Engines are primed. We can hold our ground." Alex smirked, gripping the controls. "Then let's show them why humans don't back down." The alien fleet appeared on the sensors like a dark storm. Thousands of ships moved in perfect formation, their weapons glowing ominously. Liam studied the display, noting weak points and potential choke points. "We fight smart," he said to Karen. "Not just with firepower, but with strategy. Every ship matters. Every pilot matters. This is our home, and we will defend it." Daniel guided the Odyssey into position, weaving carefully through human ships. "Alex, stay sharp. Claire, focus fire on the lead enemy ships. We'll break their formation and give our fleet the advantage." The first shots rang out, energy beams streaking across the void. Explosions erupted as ships collided, shields flared, and debris drifted through space. The battle had begun. Liam's fleet moved with precision, every maneuver coordinated. Ships that had never worked together now operated as one. The humans fought not just with weapons, but with courage, skill, and determination. Even the most inexperienced pilots followed orders, inspired by the example of their leaders. Daniel fired the Odyssey's cannons at a group of alien ships attempting to flank the human fleet. Claire's precise targeting struck the enemy in critical areas, breaking their formation. Alex piloted with unmatched skill, dodging enemy fire and protecting vulnerable transports. Liam called out orders over the comms. "All units, concentrate on their center formation. We hit them hard and fast. Protect the civilian ships at all costs." The aliens were skilled, but they were unprepared for the unity of humanity. Human ships moved as one, covering each other, striking in coordinated waves and exploiting every weakness. Hours passed, and the battle raged. Explosions lit the darkness of space, some ships were destroyed and others were badly damaged. Yet humanity held firm. Liam watched as the alien fleet began to break. Their lines were disorganized, their movements confused. The humans pressed forward relentlessly. Daniel saw a massive alien dreadnought attempting to break through the human lines. He turned to Claire. "Target the engines. We take that ship down, we give our fleet an advantage." Claire's fingers flew across the controls. Engines locked, firing now. The shot hit perfectly, and the alien ship slowed, struggling to maintain its course. Daniel maneuvered the Odyssey around it, striking critical points. Alex guided smaller ships in coordinated attacks, disabling the alien weapon systems. Liam watched the scene, a mix of pride and relief filling him. "That's what I mean by humans never giving up," he said. "We fight, we survive, and we protect each other." The alien fleet, realizing their attacks were failing, began to retreat. Human ships pursued carefully, pressing the advantage without overextending. The aliens had underestimated the unity, courage, and skill of humanity. As the battle ended, Liam surveyed the battlefield. Human ships were damaged, but none were destroyed beyond repair. Civilian transports had survived, thanks to careful planning and sacrifice. The alien fleet had been pushed back, scattered across the void of space. Humanity had won, but the cost was evident. Daniel guided the Odyssey alongside Liam's flagship. "You've done well, Brooks. Every ship fought with courage and skill. I'm proud of what you've built." Liam smiled, thinking of the boy he had once been, rescued by these brave humans. "We learned from the best. You and your crew taught me how to survive, how to lead, and how to protect others." That knowledge carried through every pilot and every fleet. That's why we won today. Claire looked at Liam with admiration. The bond formed years ago made this victory possible. Courage and trust traveled across the galaxy and became stronger than any weapon. Alex nodded. "Humans prove that even when outnumbered, we fight smart and we fight together." Liam walked to the observation deck, looking at the fleet assembled in formation. Ships from every sector, every colony, glimmered against the backdrop of stars. The humans who had once been scattered and fragile had grown into a united force, capable of defending entire systems. Karen Ellis stood beside him. "Sir, the aliens won't forget this defeat. They may return stronger, but we'll be ready. Humanity will not back down." Liam nodded. "We've learned that unity, courage, and the will to protect each other are stronger than any threat. This is our strength, our legacy." Far beyond the battlefield, the galaxy had witnessed humanity's rise. One small act of saving a single human years ago had grown into a fleet that could challenge the most powerful enemies. Daniel, Claire, and Alex realized that their simple decision to act with kindness had created a ripple effect, shaping the future of humanity. Liam called his officers together. "Remember this day," he said. "Remember that courage, trust, and unity can defeat even the greatest threat. Protect your fleet, protect your people, and never forget why we fight." Karen nodded. "Sir, every pilot, every soldier, and every colony will carry this lesson forward. It will become part of our history, guiding humanity for generations." Daniel watched quietly, thinking of the boy he had rescued. That small act had grown into something far greater than anyone could have imagined. The humans had survived countless threats, stood together against overwhelming odds, and proved that they were a force the galaxy could not ignore. As the fleets returned to their stations to repair, refuel, and rest, Liam reflected on the journey. From the small colony that had been attacked years ago to this massive fleet battle, humanity had grown stronger, wiser, and more united. Every human, whether pilot, engineer, or civilian, had played a part in their survival. Daniel, standing beside Claire and Alex, looked at the stars. "We saved one life," he said softly, "and now look at what it has become. Humanity will survive not because of luck, but because of courage, unity, and the will to protect each other." Liam watched the stars beyond the fleet, feeling a quiet determination. This is only the beginning. Humanity will face more challenges, but we will survive. We will grow stronger. We will continue to protect our people and our home. The galaxy, vast and full of unknown dangers, had seen the rise of humanity. One act of kindness, one rescue, had grown into a legacy of courage, unity, and unbreakable will. Humans had proven that they would not bow, not flee, not surrender. They would fight, survive, and protect each other, no matter the odds. As the sun of the nearby star reflected on the ships of the human fleet, Liam, Daniel, Claire, and Alex shared a quiet moment. They had faced impossible odds, but humanity had prevailed. One small act had changed the galaxy, and now the future was theirs to defend. Humanity had answered the call. Humanity had won, and the galaxy would never forget it.